Alright guys, now we have Fat Aime versus Sketchy in winners quarterfinals. So we have a Link coming in. I feel like Link could be a decent character on Wi-Fi, but I feel like all sorties are too, so not that big a deal here. But I definitely am curious about Sketchy since he's been really making a tear through losers. I don't remember who he won against initially, but man, that was good. Alright, so far Striker going down, but maybe not for long. Link has a lot of good kill power, and so he might be able to do this, but Aime catching all those defensive options. I feel like the moment he air dodged down, he put himself in a really bad position. Lots of patience coming out from both players, but Aime having the advantage here, especially since he's ahead. I don't know why I'll be that way, but not too big a deal. A fair here, still gonna take it. Oh, that was a really good use of the bomb, but it's sending him on the inside. Sketchy looking like he's having a really rough time, but finally able to take a stock. It would be crazy if he was able to take this game, but Aime has been solidly controlling this. But lots of cool shield pressure coming out from Sketchy, though. I do like what I'm seeing. Maybe he's not out of this yet. He's definitely still playing his heart out, and I love seeing that attitude coming out from these guys. Still looking a bit rough with that F smash, but maybe Sketchy will be able to have a better showing. Definitely showing us some cool stuff towards the end there.
I got through that pretty good.
Alright. So what I'm hoping for is to see a good amount of adaptation. Well played by Aime so far though, so who knows, maybe Aime will still be able to pull ahead. Alright, so far we see them sticking with the characters. No surprise there. And we're seeing Kalos. I feel like that could be a decently beneficial stage for Sketchy, but so far Sketchy's still having a bit of trouble gaining on Aime. Aime going through a lot of switches there. Maybe not in time, but Sketchy catching him with two of these up smashes and pulling ahead. That was a really good coverage, covering Aime with that boomerang. Okay, Sketchy being a little antsy on the up smash, but it was working before and he didn't get punished for it, so not a big deal. Ooh, the uppie coming out, and Aime safely hitting that shield. Alright, now would be a perfect time for Sketchy to start camping Aime out and really trying to push that lead. Ooh, unfortunately getting hit with the uppie out of shield just at the end of that, just at the end of the, can't think right now. But anyway, Aime flying around, almost looking like he's gonna SD, but all that flying around is not saving him from this deficit that he's in right now. Looks like Aime's doing a lot of swinging, but it's not covering too many options, which looks like why Sketchy has been able to just continue to push this. Alright, Sketchy a bit too antsy on these up smashes, and it cost him a ton of damage. Classic Stroke ledge shot coming in a really good weight by Aime. Aime feeling himself there. I wonder if that'll end up tilting Sketchy, but Sketchy looked like he has a really good attitude showing in his gameplay, but despite that good attitude, he's gonna have to really apply some of that good mindset to some good play to get that stock. Aime really putting on the damage though. Ooh, Aime had the read on that jump and the read on that landing and solidly defeating Sketchy once again. This might look like, this is looking like it could be a 3-0. All right, Sketchy sticking it out until the end. Aime looking super strong here though. I think he's been able to truly just utilize Shulk to his fullest, and oh my goodness. Aime trying to end this instantly and SD for it. Sketchy showing a little bit of happiness, and I would be happy too. You know, you're trying to win, but let's see if Aime's able to bring this back. So far, barely taking any damage, but Sketchy doing a decent job of putting his lead on. Really good switch to the shield art, but so far, Sketchy utilizing that really heavy fall speed and weight to get a bunch of damage on Aime, and more than lapped him so far. Alright, so I think a lot of weakness in Sketchy's gameplay is that he's getting killed on ledge very easily, but he's also just kind of landing into Aime's shields pretty obviously. Like, he just clearly jumped up and just came down with an air and ended up getting converted into a KO there, which is really rough. So far, Aime's still in a really bad position though, but not in an impossible position to where he can't catch up right now. Alright, really, really good coverage by Sketchy, pulling ahead of Aime and still with an extremely solid lead. going to take a lot of work for Aime to come back from this one. Ooh, that was a really good shield. And that was really good shield art. Alright, so far, Descent's kind of close, even though Sketchy is still behind a stock. But putting Aime back off Legend, that looked really committal, but it ended up catching him anyway. Good tech by Aime, but oh my gosh. I can't believe that worked. Yeah, teabag one game to get bodied next game. We're looking really rough for Aime now, but Sketchy puts himself on the board. We might see the beginning of a of a win here, but who knows? All right. Alright, I'm pretty sure we're just going to see the same characters coming out. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Alright, so far both players kind of close to each other, but I've seen a lot of pretty suspect air dodges coming out of Sketchy, but that up B ended up reversing his luck quite well and lost stage control now, but still won that interaction. Really good up B coming out of Aime there though, punishing another up B out of shield, which is pretty fitting in my opinion. Excuse me. That dash attack not quite working, and Sketchy looking like he's committing a bit hard to trying to catch him with that reverse hit of the up B and not working out too hard. Sketchy's still able to get this stock up pretty easily. Link has the power, but it looks like he's kind of panic swinging right now, and he's definitely just kind of running into a lot of Aime's coverage, which is kind of rough. But that spike coming out, he's going to be able to convert off of it and not really chasing Aime, and he gets to land on stage. Highly unfortunate. The still is giving Aime a perfect opportunity to start pushing his lead. Aime going into the shield though, wanting to make sure he survives. Okay, really good fair coming out. That backer being a bit laggy, but Aime still holding the lead. Already at 79%. Okay, we're seeing a bit of a break there coming out of that shield art, and now Aime's looking like he wants to get the kill here. Hopefully Sketchy can avoid that. Alright, honestly a lot of seemingly just random swinging coming out of both players. Not too much gained out of that, but Sketchy is kind of close in percent to Aime, so this is definitely looking far more even than it did before. Sketchy maybe getting that good adaptation here. Still coming down one, but 102 not being too hard for Link to close out. So let's see what he ends up doing. Only a step more, and that actually might have worked. A highly unfortunate blunder by Sketchy, but he landed the next one. Aime not able to really put much onto Sketchy. Hopefully he doesn't land unsafely in front of his shield. Aime having good patience there and looking to put on a ton of damage with this buster. This could be the pivotal point if Sketchy is not able to take him out soon. Forcing the switch out of Buster Art though, really good. Ooh, Sketchy trying to cover that, but Aime winning that interaction with patience. But ultimately, he wasn't able to win, getting off ledge, and he's dead. 51, not too hard to make back, so let's see if this we'll be seeing a game 5 right now. I'm liking how Sketchy is playing a lot more solidly here. It doesn't look like he's kind of running into Aime's shield isn't safely, even though he literally just did it right there. But definitely a lot more solid play. Ooh. Alright. Aime only covering the roll there. Probably not the best option, but Aime in the lead right now, but Sketchy going deep for it. Not quite making a follow-up on that, but really good idea. Alright, we're seeing big damage coming out. And this could be it for Aime as well. Those arts are not a one-way street. It is a risk through and through. A risk through and through. And that up attitude was able to take it. Sketchy clutching this into a Game 5 scenario. Oh, yeah. Alright, so we have a lot of Sketchy's boys coming out to support him. I like to see that positivity. So maybe their positive energy will give Sketchy the oomph that he needs. Or maybe Aime will just take it. I don't know. I'm actually pretty excited to see the result myself. Going back, someone's tomb is going to be here, and another person's throne will be thrown, at least for this set, will be solidified here. So let's see how this ends up going. Sketchy coming into a bit of an early lead. Seen a little bit of more patience coming out of Sketchy at the beginning of this, at least. Might be an interesting shift to his gameplay. It's not like he hasn't been patient, but he's definitely been going in a lot more than other links that I've been used to fighting. Oh man, Sketchy scaring Aime there and taking that first stock with a decent amount of with an okay amount of percent. I want to say there's like the percentage isn't so high that he'll die instantly. Couldn't find a way to say it, but so far I think Sketchy really needs to play patient here, because if he keeps approaching, I feel like you don't need to like not approach, but you definitely need to play patient and let the person come to you. But Sketchy still finding a way to get some good hits in and catching a bit of the whiffing Aime was doing there. Ooh, no smash art, so we're not seeing a death there. Sketchy definitely trying to wait out that smash art, but ultimately not being able to. I think going to the platform would have been a bit better, but Sketchy coming out and getting that early kill. That's a bit unfortunate because there was a bit of a lag spike there, but anyway, Sketchy was able to do it and pulling on a massive lead. Stage spikes really can be like that. I feel like Stroke definitely has the resources to make this back, but everything is in Sketchy's corner so far. Alright, Aime doing a really good wait there. Using the double jump to force him to whiff. If Aime can get the kill incredibly soon, this is not a lost cause. And as I just said, this is almost completely even. Sketchy's still with a pretty good lead, but a Buster art could really start working out for him. But as I say that, Sketchy is still putting on the percent, and up until then, not taking really much any damage. Maybe it's just me, but Aime's looking a little antsy here. Definitely a tense scenario. And Sketchy taking that. A highly unfortunate momentum shift coming since Aime SD that game 3, but Sketchy is able to take it and move on. Good play by both players.